Want to trade with Rithika? Join Chase at www.laductrading.com/chase.
Hope you had a great day. So last week, as you can see, we pretty much ended up pushing into that 5,850, 5,900 level. You can see that we pushed up, we rejected, and then we sold off. So not really surprising because we knew that we would have some kind of selling, but it's interesting to see that we are kind of taking the red path. So I would expect this week at minimum that we would break the prior low. So I do think that we will test this 5430-ish before we have a bounce in the market. That's what it's kind of intonating, right? Even when you look at QQQ, you can see that we pretty much went up to reject the market and we've basically come back down. So right now, as you can see in the market right here, this looks like a wave 4 coming down for a wave 5. So again, I would say that we break 467 and we probably come down to retest this 445 right area before we bounce. So I am still expecting more weakness to start the week. You look at IWM, you've actually broken this channel. You know, I would ideally like 197. I think that's going to break. I think that breaks on IWM and we come back to test this 180 region on IWM. You look at the dollar again, I do expect more selling that's come back to retest this low on the dollar. Wix on the other hand has actually held this as support and gapped up. So this 24 is super crucial. You break 24, then the Wix should ideally move up into 30 and 35. So that would again mean more weakness in the market. And the 10-year, you can see we are back on this trend line. So still kind of at an indecisive point in the market. So yeah, SPX, I thought we'd bounce a little bit more, but again, yeah, not surprised at the weakness. Kind of did well on our Apple short. So yeah, ideally this breaks and we're gonna come back and retest this 5400 region before we bounce. So that's what I'm looking at. You can see this is again a trend line. So breaking here would indicate more weakness to start the week. So with that being said, let's look at Apple. We did short Apple when we broke this 220. We came down into 218. We're gapping down this morning. I do think that anything below this 218, 217, we're going to come down into that 210 region, probably even the 196. So that's the reason I have Apple on this week's watch list. The next I have is BMY, and again, we are continuing the breakout. Ideally, you can see that this is resistance. So needs over 61. You break 61, it has a lot of room to the upside. So this is good movement. So I would say short term needs about 60, 61, and we could have a lot more room to the upside. So BMY does look good. So the next one that I have is actually JP Morgan. And the reason for that is, again, you can see here, pretty much top of the channel, came up, rejected. Now with the rest of the market, ideally you can see here, this does look like a head and shoulders. So I am expecting more weakness in JP Morgan. I would say we stay below this 240, 241. We will minimum come down to this 231 region and probably come down to fill this gap at 221 in due time. So I am bearish on banks as well. I think they have more weakness in the market, and you can see here this is the trend line channel. So if we break that channel, you will have more selling lower. So yeah, that's why I have JP Morgan. Last but not the least, silver is bullish. You can see here we're continuing to follow this channel. Broke above, so this was good continuation. Now you need over 31, and we should keep pushing into 34, 37 into this channel higher. So silver still looking good. That's all I have for this week. I hope you have a great day.
Join Chase to trade with Rithika and other experts. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more Wolf's weekly wave list videos and other content.